The alarm rings before sunrise, slicing through the silence of the early morning. David, his eyes heavy with exhaustion, drags himself out of bed, already feeling the weight of another day ahead. He barely has time to sip his lukewarm coffee before rushing out the door, joining the sea of commuters all hustling to catch the crowded train. All around him, tired faces stare blankly at their phones, silently wishing for just a few more minutes of sleep, or maybe a different life altogether. But there's work to do, bills to pay, and dreams to chase, if there's any energy left at the end of the day. The pressure never really fades. He arrives at the office and does the same tasks he did yesterday, each day blending into the next, a routine that feels endless. Lunchtime comes and goes in a blur, often spent at his desk, barely tasting his food as he answers emails and juggles deadlines. The hours crawl by, each minute feeling longer than the last, until suddenly it's payday. For a brief moment there's a spark of excitement as the pay notification buzzes on his phone, a small reward for all his effort. It feels good, until he opens his banking app and watches those numbers drop. Rent, utilities, credit card bills, groceries. The list seems endless. By the end of the day, the balance is almost back to zero, leaving him wondering where it all went. It's a cycle that never seems to end, a loop of working, earning, and spending that repeats month after month. Earn, pay, repeat. The routine is relentless, and the finish line always seems just out of reach. The joy of a paycheck disappears as quickly as it came, replaced by anxiety and disappointment. Every month, David wonders, is this all there is? Is life meant to be just this endless grind? He works harder and tries to save, cutting corners wherever he can, but it never feels like enough to get ahead. The salary that should bring freedom instead feels like a chain, holding him back from the life he truly wants. The question is, why does this happen, and how can you break free? Is there a way out of this cycle, or is it just the reality for most? Now, the salary trap is simple, but it's something that quietly affects millions of people every day. It's when your whole life depends on a single paycheck, and your financial security is tied to just one source of income. Every month you bring home money, but almost all of it goes out the door right away. Rent, groceries, utilities, and unexpected expenses. You work hard, putting in long hours and extra effort, but without building assets or extra sources of income, you stay stuck in the same cycle. Most people believe getting a good job and earning a decent salary means you'll be safe, that it's the key to a secure future. But if your expenses rise as fast as your income, you never get ahead. Lifestyle inflation can quietly eat away any progress you make. Without savings or investments, one lost job or big bill can wipe you out, leaving you scrambling to cover even basic needs. Many people in the salary trap work incredibly hard, often juggling multiple responsibilities just to keep up. But hard work alone isn't enough if you rely on just one income. The risk is always there, lurking in the background. The real problem is that a single paycheck is fragile and it can disappear with little warning. Without a safety net, you have no freedom to take risks or try new things, and your choices become limited by fear. Understanding the trap is the first step to breaking free. Once you see it, you can start building a more secure and flexible future. Most people fall into the salary trap step by step without even noticing. It usually starts with the excitement of landing that first real job. At first, expenses are low, just rent, food, and a little spending money. But as paychecks get bigger, so do expectations. A nicer apartment, a new phone, a car payment. Each upgrade feels like a reward. Soon, what was once a luxury becomes a need. As your lifestyle grows, so do your bills. Debt quietly sneaks in, making everything feel tighter. People rarely plan to get stuck. We're told to work hard and climb the ladder, but not how to use our earnings to build wealth. Before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck. The dream job feels more like a trap. Let's go back to David, a young man whose story might sound all too familiar. He was thrilled to land his very first office job right after college, feeling like all his hard work had finally paid off. The starting salary seemed huge compared to what he was used to, so he celebrated with a fancy dinner and treated himself to a new pair of shoes, small luxuries that felt like milestones. The next year, with a bit more confidence, he leased a car because he felt he deserved it, a reward for his progress. His apartment got bigger, his weekends filled up with nights out, and online shopping became a regular habit. Life seemed to be moving forward. 3 years later, David is earning more than ever before, climbing the ladder and feeling proud of his achievements. On paper, everything looks great. He's the picture of success to friends and family. But every month, almost like clockwork, his bank account drops to zero right after payday, leaving him anxious and frustrated. There's no emergency fund, no investments for the future, and his credit card balance keeps creeping upward, adding to his stress. If he lost his job, he'd be in serious trouble within just a few weeks. There's no safety net to catch him. It's not for lack of effort. David isn't lazy. He stays late at work, takes on extra projects, and keeps hoping that the next raise will finally change everything. But somehow, the raises never seem to make a real difference. The numbers go up, but so do his expenses. He dreams about traveling the world, starting his own business, or even going back to school. But he can't afford to take even a short break from work, let alone pursue those dreams. The cycle continues. Earn, spend, worry, repeat. David's story isn't unusual. It's a reality for many people stuck in the same relentless loop, wondering if things will ever truly change. Living in the salary trap isn't just a financial problem, it's an emotional one too. Every day feels the same. Wake up tired, work hard, come home stressed, and worry about money. There's a constant fear of something going wrong, a medical bill, car repair, or even a sudden layoff. This stress takes a toll on health, relationships, and happiness. People stuck in the trap often feel trapped in their own lives. They can't take time off to rest, can't help family, and can't pursue things they care about. The thought of starting something new feels impossible because the risk is just too high. Financially, it means living with no safety net. Debt grows quietly in the background, making freedom feel even further away. The salary trap steals your dreams, but it doesn't have to be this way. Wealthy people see things differently. Instead of relying on one paycheck, they focus on building assets, things that make money even when they aren't working. They use their salary as a tool, not a trap. Instead of spending every raise, they invest part of it. They look for opportunities to grow their money, not just spend it. This might mean buying a small rental property, starting an online business, or learning a skill that pays more. They always think about how to create more streams of income. Wealthy people know that freedom comes from having choices. Passive income, money earned from investments or side hustles, buys them time and security. This lets them take risks, try new things, and live life on their own terms. The wealthy weren't born knowing all of this. They learned, tried, failed, and kept going. The most important thing is to start thinking differently. Breaking free from the salary trap isn't about overnight success. It's about small, smart choices made every day. First, start by cutting unnecessary spending, subscriptions, takeout, or shopping habits that don't truly add value. Every dollar you save is a step toward freedom. Next, avoid debt whenever possible, especially high-interest credit cards. Pay down what you owe and resist the urge to upgrade your lifestyle with every raise. Learn high-value skills that can earn you more money like digital marketing, coding, or sales. Many can be learned online for free or for a small fee. Start small side hustles or investments. Sell something online, freelance, or invest a small amount regularly. The key is consistency, not the amount. Over time, these small streams can grow into something powerful. Focus on the long term. Building wealth takes patience and discipline. Celebrate small wins and keep moving forward. The salary trap is real, but it's not forever. Anyone can escape it by changing habits, learning new skills, and building new sources of income. It starts with a simple decision. Refuse to let your paycheck control your life. Every small step, Saving a few dollars, learning something new, or investing a little each month moves you closer to freedom. The feeling of having options, of not fearing the next bill or layoff, is worth the effort. The goal isn't just to earn more, but to create a safety net. Don't let your salary be a trap. Let it be the tool that builds your freedom. The journey starts today, with you.